Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook process video, and thank you for joining me again today. I just want to say I'm sorry I haven't had any videos up lately. It's been difficult with the kids home all the time to find a chance to do any voiceovers where there's not going to be a ton of background noise. So I'm going to be making a layout with this collection, Sweet Summer. I was just putting some things away and came across this collection, and I just felt the urge or what do they call that? I can't think of the word, but I just felt inspired. That's the word I'm thinking of, to use it. And I have some pictures that I've put together with this kit. I will do a video in the future of how I keep my kits and some pictures, but I have mostly my older kits. I have pictures in with those kits that I want to go with those collections. And so I decided to work on some of these, and I believe I'm following a sketch from Scrapbook Generation. Usually I am, so I probably am this time also. But some of the photos that I picked that I originally thought I wanted to go with this collection, I'm actually, after I kind of get into the collection a little more, I'm going to discover that I don't really like the ones that I picked out, but no big deal. I can't remember. I think I did another layout with this collection, but I didn't record it. It was just, I didn't want the pictures on YouTube, so that's simple as that. Yeah, but these are pictures. I am going to be scrapbooking pictures of us when we went on a vacation. I have a lot of beach pictures that I have not scrapbooked, and we usually go to the beach at least once a year. And that's another thing, just like Christmas, that I've realized lately, that I have not scrapbooked a whole lot of beach pictures. And the beach is just like Disneyland, where I take tons of photos. I've gotten better in the last couple of years, and I don't spend as much time taking photos, but it's hard not to take photos at the beach. It's just such a beautiful place. So I definitely have a lot of photos to get scrapped. So the sketch called for all these different sizes of paper, and it had striped paper in those 3 spots. And I cut mine to a little bit different sizes than what they originally had. I think in that middle, where that middle striped piece is, I think they had a 1/2 inch there, and I didn't want it. There was really no subtle papers. A lot of these papers, you can tell, are really on the busy side, and the ones that I wanted to use. Oh, I want to show you here. I don't know if you could see that, but my ATG gun, if you have an ATG gun and the rolling part, the adhesive starts to go off the rolling edge, you can put that black piece that's on the right hand side, and it just sits on top. And I saw another YouTuber do this, and I've tried it a couple times. It actually works. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot more wrong with this ATG gun. I had some friends over this last Saturday, and it's not working at all. So I got the one that I keep in my crop bag out, and I think the other one either really needs to be cleaned or it's just kaput. I don't know. I'll look into it later. But so if you are having trouble, see, now it's staying on the roll. I showed you a little bit better there. So if you want to know more information and don't understand what I'm saying, let me know, and maybe I can show you in another short little video. I want to say it was Nicole Jones that I saw that from, but I don't remember for sure, and it was a long time ago. So I would have no idea what video to link. But yeah, the black part that holds it down on the right hand side, that's where it normally goes. If you put it over the left hand side and it just sits on there, it doesn't click on or anything, it just sits on it, and that will help hold your adhesive roll on that roller part where it sometimes comes off. So yeah, and it really helped. So now I'm just gluing down my papers. Of course, I'm working on 1 page at a time, so I got them all glued down on the left-hand side, and now I'm gluing them down on the right-hand side. This one gave me a little bit of troubles, even though I did use my T-square ruler. It just wasn't straight. It seemed to be off, but I fixed it. And one thing I did, which you probably don't even really notice, but I will tell you guys since you are scrapbookers, but those striped strips are all the same because they all came from the same paper. And so they go from yellow to blues and back to yellows and reds. And what I did was I put it so the yellows start on the very left-hand side, and the yellow on the left-hand page, you can see there. And then the yellows start on the very right-hand page on the right hand side so that it's not just like a repeating rainbow. I wasn't sure if I liked it right immediately after I did it, but I think it looks good. It just gives a little something, little added interest. Like I said, nobody else would ever notice other than you scrapbookers, but just something to share about that. So I believe I've already cut my photos down, and I wanted to mount some of them on the white cardstock. I don't know, I might have mounted all of them because that background paper you saw me using was very busy, but I really wanted to use it because it had a lot of ice cream and fun things like that. So yeah, I did mount all of my pictures on here. And so I mounted them all on white, and I cut that out so that you guys wouldn't have to watch me do that. But they are all cut down, ready to go. And like I said, that background paper is a bunch of ice cream, and we are at a cheese factory. Well, they call it a cheese factory, but they had, or they used to have, the best ice cream ever. Unfortunately, in my opinion, they recently, a couple years ago, upgraded it, and their ice cream is still really good. I won't say that their ice cream is good, but they got rid of my favorite flavor quite a few years ago, so I don't enjoy it as much. And then this last time, it was just kind of this busy chaoticness that I don't know, it just wasn't the same. So that's a little bit unfortunate because we used to go here. Basically, this is really close to where we stay on the beach, and so we used to go here all the time, and you can tell that my kids are all giving it thumbs up. These are pretty old photos. That's my youngest there with my husband, and my daughter there, who's now 19, so she is obviously not that young anymore. Maybe 2014 are these photos. I can't really remember for sure, but anyways, so we used to really love going to this place. We might give it a try again another time. Maybe, hopefully it won't be as busy, but this last time it just didn't seem as good. The food wasn't as good, and things like that. So I am just looking around now. I know the sketch, I'm pretty sure, calls for the title. I did change up the photos a little bit, the placement of them, because I had one, because the sizes, basically, you might have seen me a few minutes ago try to fit all three on that right hand page, and I actually like how this looks instead. There was this title, and you can see that I have my die cuts all put on cardstock. There was the title that said ice cream, and I thought about using that, but to be honest, it just wasn't, I don't know, I didn't want it to just say ice cream. We probably will never forget where we are in these pictures, but I wanted it to say where we were. I didn't want the title just to be ice cream, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to take a minute, and I'm going to, these are some very old chipboard alphabet letters, and these are by Doodlebug, so the orange matches perfectly. Sorry, I had to. It was funny. So I'm just putting Cheese Factory. And have I been saying Cheesecake Factory? I don't know. It's funny because after I do the journaling, I looked at the journaling and I typed up my journaling, had it all glued down and everything, and then I realized I accidentally wrote cheesecake, because there is a Cheesecake Factory restaurant around us too, but this is just a cheese factory. It's actually called the Tillamook Cheese Factory, and you will see, I believe I've glued all my letters down now. I use my wet glue since it was chipboard. So I've glued all those down now, and I'm going to go back with some smaller letters and add the word Tillamook right above the word cheese after a little while. So I'm just looking at some of the stickers and ephemera and playing around with them. There was that We Scream for Ice Cream square sticker that you can see I stuck down. I originally had cut it off of the sticker sheet, and you can see where I've cut it off there. That way I could just lay it there with the sticky part and think about it for a while. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and use it, because that's one of the things I do sometimes struggle with, is these big title. You can see like the Enjoy the Life something, the pink one and the green one. Sometimes I really struggle with those big pieces and using those up. So when I got to use the ice cream, and the colors are a little bit different, but it doesn't really bother me. So I just said, I'm going to do it and see what happens. So when I put all my die cuts on the cardstock, I did kind of divide them. You can see here on this one, the fruit are all together. There was all kinds of things that I was surprised by in this collection. The colors are all together here, you can see. like all the beach kind of themed with the beach ball and the sand bucket, that's all put together. You know, they do get a little bit mixed up as I do the scrapbooking, but it's not that big of a deal. And you can see all these colors are together, and that really helps because I do often like to find a certain color that I want in a certain area, which I will talk about when I do my cluster video. It'll be a little while before I can do that because I'm going to need a whole lot of time without kids running around making a lot of noise behind me. They are in their rooms now, so it's good for now, but I'm going to go ahead, and I know that one that's on there is like an ice cream bar, but I went ahead and used that one anyway just because I wanted another one there, and there was only 2 of these ice cream cone ephemera pieces. I do believe there was more sticker ice cream cones, which I might add later, but they didn't stand out as well on that busy background paper because of the white that goes around the ephemera pieces. You can see the white border that they have. The stickers didn't have that white border, so that's why they didn't fit as well. But you can see that I have taken, see, here's the sticker sheet, and there is more ice cream on here, but it doesn't have the white border. I have taken and I've basically made a cluster here on the right hand side, and I made a cluster, or I'm starting a cluster next to that "We Scream for Ice Cream" sticker on the left hand page. And then I added a couple things up here in this corner because it really felt like it was empty. It would have been fine. I'm not afraid of white space or anything like that, but I just wanted something up there and I wanted to use up more of the collection. And then I decided I was going to go ahead and make a cluster here by the beginning of the title. And so I'm just going to add, they're just small clusters mostly, especially this one that goes here. But I wanted to add these here. You know, again, I just wanted to use up some of the die cut pieces and stickers, but it's just going to be a small one. And then I can't remember, I think it might that might end up being all I have. So I do have an even number of clusters, but I think it works in the end. These are the enamel shapes that I have also with this collection. So you can see I'm taking a few of the ice cream cones. There wasn't a lot of ice cream cones either. There was a lot more popsicles than there was ice cream cones. So, and I wouldn't mind putting a popsicle on here. I just kind of was thinking, hey, let's use up all the ice cream ones. So I'm going to put this ice cream cone up here. I'm going to change things around a few times that you guys will see. One thing I'm thinking this whole time is my journaling, which I'm going to do off of camera, but you can see it in the still shot photos if you'd like. I'm keeping in mind the whole time where my journaling is going to go, and my plan is to have it along the left-hand side, and I plan to cut it in strips, and so I'm trying not to fill in that area too much. But that's also why I'm not too worried about this 4th little cluster here, because I know it will attach to the journaling kind of, if that makes any sense. So on this sheet of those enamel shapes was a bunch of different fruits, and I thought, you know, they make a lot of ice cream flavors out of fruit, and so I took 2 of each fruit, and I think I had 1 left over, so it was almost exactly perfect. I took 2 of each fruit, like strawberry or a piece of lime or orange, and put 2 in each cluster area, excuse me. And then I'm going to play around with this because I thought about filling in that area underneath that speech bubble. And so I couldn't get it tucked under there because I glued that strip down pretty good, but I'm going to keep that here. And then I'm not sure. I'm sorry about my head. I didn't realize my head was in the way so much. Maybe my camera got moved. That's interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But I leave that tab there for a while, but I'm not sure. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. And then I popped up that ice cream cone with some foam tape. I thought that helped add some dimension because so far in each cluster there's something added with some foam tape, and that cluster didn't really have anything. So now I'm also looking at the sticker sheet, and I always forget about these little shapes like the stars and the hearts. So I decided I was going to try to add some of those around. And so I tried adding a star. I think I did add a star in a few of the clusters. I don't remember everything I did on this layout because I did this a couple weeks ago. And like I said, I just haven't found any time to do the voiceover. I did find that kind of rainbowy die cut piece and I added it there. Again, I'm still keeping in mind that my journaling is going to be in strips above that. So I'm not worried about all that empty space above the ice cream cone and below that picture on the left. So now again, I'm just kind of keep looking anything else that I might want to add. I'm looking around at the colors, seeing which colors are in which clusters that need to be brought around. I liked this die cut piece. I can't really see what everything says on my little screen here that I have, but you guys could probably see it a little better. And so then I took, and there's a star in a couple of the clusters from that sticker sheet like I mentioned, a couple of them that have hearts. I put a green heart up in that cluster but to the left of the title to kind of bring the green around because I had the green saying here on this cluster on the right. And now I'm just trying to tuck that tab sticker down just a little bit more. I wish I had the layout. I should have the layout here by me, but I can't remember if I leave it there or not. So now what am I adding here? Did I add the title here? Huh, that's interesting. Maybe I put the word no. I have no idea what I'm writing. Oh, that's right. I added the date. Okay, so I must have left it off camera and I can't even see it on this. So there is the word Tillamook above the word cheese. I already had that on there. But I can't see it in my screen. Isn't that weird? My screen's so small. There's no way to enlarge my screen when I'm doing these voiceovers, so I kind of have to go with what I can see and what I remember. But so I took those same letters, which were, I want to say October afternoon. I don't know. It seems like everybody has these letters. So I added the date just to kind of help fill in that spot below the word factory and to bring the date in for something fun and use up more of those letters. So this is pretty much going to be the layout, and I really like how it turned out. Here I was, wondering if I was for sure wanting my journaling on the very left-hand side, but I decided that I did. And here is a couple of the close-ups, and I hope you guys like this video. Again, I'm sorry that I haven't had time to do videos very much lately, but I hope to get a lot of voiceovers done today, so at least the next couple weeks will be taken care of. Hope you guys had a great day and are having a great summer. See you next time. Bye!